editor at Bike Magazine. We're in the Kingdom Trails in East Burke, Vermont. Today we're checking out Pivot's new Mach 429 Trail. This is an all-new bike for Pivot. This bike borrows a lot from their Mach 6, which debuted last year. So the way that Chris Kokalis of Pivot sort of positions this bike as the bike that's for the widest range of riders possible. Someone who wants a super efficient, capable climber, but a bike that's capable of also tackling the sort of gnarliest descents. That, you know, for the record, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask of a bike. So, does this bike achieve all that?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, period. I had 5s across the board as I was rating this thing.
Okay.
If you want to take your aggression out on, moderately twisty, but rocky, rough, fast stuff, the thing is a monster. I mean, it's so much fun to just point and shoot. Relatively long chain stays.
17.4 inches.
Yeah. So
But it's not bad.
For a
No,
29-inch full suspension bike, that's kind of
What I guess
ballpark-ish.
yeah. I say relative to the shortest
Right.
ones that,
Yeah, it's not like a 16.9
Yeah,
process.
yeah. So, but it is comfortable no matter what situation you're in. I mean, and a lot of that is that rear shock. I hate to pull words like right off of their website, but it feels like 130 mil rear end.
That's true, though.
And
it does, but at the same time, pedals really well, climbs really well.
Yeah.
It hits those buttons for if you needed a bike that you had to ride in. You've got the one bike quicker thing. You ride in every conceivable terrain you may encounter.
Which is most people, right? Really, when you get down to it.
You would hope. It's a contender.
It is.
It's an incredibly good handling, very efficient suspension, good pedaling, fast, light bike.
laterally really stiff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I'm not complaining about anything on that.
full carbon frame, and if you wanted the frame alone, it's $2,500, which is certainly not inexpensive, but it's actually less money than a lot of full carbon
Yeah.
frames.
Well, it's funny too, because like you're riding that thing and it's so pillowy over all that stuff. It's just, it takes up those like all the small little roots. We'll come across these root beds and just go mop into them.
And still
Mach.
pedals. I see what you did there.
Damn it.
And still pedals with an amazing indifference. Like fully open,
Yeah.
buttery soft suspension. You can reef on it as hard as you pedal as hard as you want, and it's seated. It is absolutely indifferent to what you're doing pedaling.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
funny.
neutral. Like just works beautifully.
Yeah, it's funny, like, the point I was trying to make too is like, you look down after it just like mocking through stuff, and there's this spindly little shock on there because it's only 160 millimeters of travel. Like, you kind of expect to look down and see like a big float X on there or something like that with a reservoir.
Yeah,
But, like for the performance of the suspension, it feels like that,
Yeah, I thought I had more. I completely forgot that, and I came back thinking, this is a 5-inch travel bike. I mean, the amount of travel screams cross country, but when you're on the bike, it feels way more trail, nearly all mountains.
And you switch the damper platform into like the trail mode, and that thing rides like a cross-country bike that's being set stiff. It's
Yeah.
Well, that was my thought. I was riding, and I was thinking, because I had ridden all the cross-country bikes, I was like, why would I even get a cross-country bike? I know that I might be, I may disagree with you on that one, but this to me, I could, if I were inclined to go and lube myself and get in some bib shorts and race an
Why is
XC
it always
race.
about the lubing? When you guys talk about cross-country, why do you bring up lube all the time?
Why do you have to be defensive about a cross-country bike? If I were going to do that, this bike would do it. This bike would be my steed. And then I could go and, give her on the weekends on something more, challenging.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good looking bike. It's a really good performing bike. Well performing. I didn't pass English. If you want to know more about this bike, check out our Bible bike test issue. If you want to see more bike test videos, go to bikemag.com.